The National Throws Centre of Excellence is a training facility for elite athletes and para-athletes in the throwing sports: hammer, discus, javelin and shot put.
This facility provides a place for the best throwers in Australia to train in an undistracted environment.
Having a building purpose-built for throws means that we get to come in each and every day and build consistent training, and that gives us the best platform going into our competition season.
It's a home for those athletes to hone their skills.
In terms of the biomechanics, the form is representative of the activity. As you're leading up for a javelin throw, the space is opening up. In the hammer and discus circle, we have the bracing of the building reinforcing that spiralling action.
How we move through the facility, where we stand, how we train, the visual of the throw itself and where you're aiming and what you're looking at, that was all really important to consider.
There are a number of sites considered. This site was suitable particularly because of the flat landing zone. It's also in close proximity to the high performance gym and the recovery centre.
The Queensland Academy of Sports facilities here at QSAC means the athletes can very quickly switch from one part of their training regime to another.
As elite athletes, we're always pushing boundaries, we're always looking to advance, and I think that comes back to our facilities.
Early on in the process, we'd suggested to the client to consider this as a zero carbon project.
Particularly as we look forward through to hosting the Olympic and Paralympic Games in 2032, we have a commitment to the global community about running a carbon neutral games.
The structure of the building is XLam glue laminated timber sourced from Hyne timber in Maryborough. This would normally have been a steel structure for this kind of building. In order to reduce the amount of embodied carbon, timber is a good substitute.
As a tin and timber building, this is very much a Queenslander for elite athletes.
To substitute out cement with a low carbon concrete mix goes quite a long way towards reducing the amount of carbon. It's a completely open building with no mechanical ventilation, relying on natural ventilation for the comfort levels in the building. Translucent sheeting on the walls for natural light, reducing the amount of embodied carbon and operating costs of the building.
You can do high quality, beautiful buildings in a way that also delivers on a sustainability outcome.
With the throwing sports, they're typically out in the field and they'll lose 32 days in a year just from bad weather.
Missing training days for an elite athlete is quite significant. Every day counts.
It's not just about wet weather training, it's hot weather, it's facility access and it's maintenance days. We get all of those back.
Usually they would have to cease training. They don't now. They come in and they operate as per usual.
In particularly bad weather, the building can be fully closed down and training can still continue.
It's one thing to be motivated every single day on your own. It's really important to have community around you, and that is where this environment can be really helpful.
The high-tech nature of the centre allows real-time feedback to the athletes in terms of helping them develop their technical skills, the opportunity to work together, to collaborate, to share ideas.
Sometimes it's a different perspective on the way you train. With a World Championship this year, where I hope to defend my title, being able to come in and essentially start my season in the centre, this is where the last few months of training have been, and I can honestly say they've probably been the most consistent of my career up to date.
Without a doubt, it's had an almost instant performance improvement.
It's for elite athletes, but it's also for the up-and-coming athletes.
We know that we need to give more and more opportunities to athletes that could actually come on to 2032.
Those are the kids we're sort of targeting now to say this is what we can offer, this is where you can be, and maybe one day get to that 2032 Olympic Games.
When you hear from the athletes, it's a facility that they like to train in, they haven't seen one like it, that's always an achievement.
This didn't happen purely as inspiration, it was collaboration.
You need brilliant architects, you need brilliant builders to think carefully about the design and the feel and the culture that you want to create.
It's such an honour to have a place like this in Australia. This is where you come if you want to be a thrower in the future. It's really a home for throws.